So, if you have noticed or if you have been checking out the news lately, you probably might have already seen that some African countries are giving, should I say, a free visa or an open visa or an opportunity for African Americans to come back to Africa. We've seen that in Ghana. I think Kenya is trying to do something similar, and some other African countries. The video we're going to be checking out today, it has about 229 views, but I think it's going to be interesting. I haven't seen it just yet. I'm just excited to see it. But it's titled, Do African Americans Have the Right to Return to Africa? It's a question and one that is going to start a conversation. So let's check it out.
Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Joseph Mbele. I have introduced myself many times, and
so again, like I always do, the link to his channel will be in the description. Let's keep going.
Still, I just want to say I'm a Tanzanian. I teach here at St. Olaf College in Northfield, Minnesota. I have this YouTube channel, and I am speaking as an individual, even though I introduce myself as affiliated to St. Olaf College. I do not speak for St. Olaf College. This is my own
opinion,
voice, and I am free to explore issues and state my views. Today, I want to go back to a topic that has preoccupied me for quite a while. I should say several years. And I've made several videos. It's a topic that's close to my heart at this point, and that is the migration of African Americans to Africa. The movement of African Americans to Africa. They are going out of the USA and going to settle in Africa. They go to countries like Gambia, Senegal, Ghana, Rwanda, Tanzania, South Africa, Uganda, and so on. And one of the main reasons is that they are returning to their homeland. And there is a sense among them, or maybe many of them, that they have the right to return to Africa because they were taken out of their
motherland,
slaves, or they were taken and then enslaved here in the USA, in the Americas in general, and it was all against their will. And so they have a right to return. There's that argument. And I would like to address that argument a little bit. I have supported that argument in my previous videos. Let me get this very straight. I have supported this argument fully. You can hear me speak.
Okay.
And it's only
so he supports that African Americans have the right. Let's establish that he supports that African Americans have the right to return to Africa.
Today, I would say that I've begun to have second thoughts about this argument. And I think it's important for us to always be thinking. We have ideas, we have convictions, but we should not rest. We should be willing always to question our thoughts, to question our convictions. It seems like common sense that these African Americans who say they're returning to their homeland, they have a right to return. It seems they're making perfect sense. And it's common sense, actually, when you think about it. But then we need to keep in mind that common sense itself
is not enough.
Should be subject to scrutiny
Okay.
There have been many instances in history where common sense, was challenged, and then the people who did the challenging got into trouble. Examples include Galileo. There was common sense that the sun revolves around the earth, and everybody could see that. Everybody could see that. So when Galileo, and there was somebody else before Galileo, I forget his name, spoke, and articulated the view that it was the earth that was moving around the sun, that was considered a kind of insanity. But now we know Galileo was right.
Right.
So let's think a little bit about this whole question of the right to return to Africa that African Americans, or some African Americans, are, claiming. Let me again say, I have supported this argument all along. You can listen to my videos. I have supported this argument. But now I'm beginning to have second thoughts. First, it's only some African Americans who are making this claim. Only some African Americans who are arguing this way and returning to Africa or wanting to return to Africa. Many of them don't even want the idea of going back to Africa. They are happy to be Americans. They proclaim their loyalty
To America.
to this country, the USA. They're proud to be Americans. And some of them actually don't even think Africa is such a good place for them. And so there's this viewpoint as well. And the question is, why should we keep quiet and listen only to those people, those African Americans who say they have a right to return to Africa? I think they do, but I'm not really sure. Because if I accept that principle, then theoretically, most of us in the world, could make the same claim. There are many people in my country, Tanzania, and in Zambia, and in Malawi, in Zimbabwe, Mozambique, so many places in Southern Africa, who would then claim the right to return to South Africa. They were pushed out of there by King Shaka. King Shaka, he was a very great military figure, and he was ruthless. He was expanding the Zulu kingdom by force, killed many people. He became a terrible dictator, bloodthirsty, to the point where he was killed by his own brothers. People hated him in the end, and so thousands and thousands of people ran away from his campaigns, his bloody campaigns. And some of them are in my country, as I say. They were forced out of there, out of South Africa, against their will. Should we all...
I think there are some of them too in Zimbabwe.
We now want to go to South Africa. It's our right to be in South Africa. And given that South Africa is now very rich, economically and all these kinds of ways, the benefits of going there would be huge. Do we have a right to return to South Africa? Should we push that argument and force, the South African government to accept us there? I don't think so. things of the past are things of the past. And this applies to even this issue of Israel. The Jews, they have been claiming, and I think most of us have thought they had a right to make this claim, that they were scattered all over the world, they were persecuted in different parts of the world, and they have a right to return
back to their home,
to Israel. They have these ancient stories about the promised land. This has been the argument, and I guess most of us...
You know what, I'm going to end the video right there. I know it's still hot right there. Some people want to see it to completion, but what I'm going to do is I'll put a link to his channel so you can at least go watch it on his channel. Yeah, but that was an interesting view to have. So his view, I'm just going to give you a quick summary of what he said. He said, if African Americans have the right to return to Africa, he started by saying, I support this, which a lot of Africans do support. But then he stated the point that is just one way to see it. Now, how about the Africans who were pushed out of South Africa to countries like Botswana, Zimbabwe, Tanzania? Does it mean they also have the rights to go back to South Africa to enjoy the economic benefits? He said, maybe it's unlikely. Let the things of the past be the things of the past. And there was another video, I think it might have been a video, or was it something I was reading? Somebody stated reasons why African Americans may not want to return back to Africa. And they stated things like culture, food, way of life. And it might be shocking. I know you can think, because I'm African or I'm black, when I go to Africa, I'm just going to fit in. You'd be surprised. You may not. It's totally different. Like totally different. Things like culture, the way people dress, the way they talk. People say Nigerians are very loud. So let's say you live in America or you live in Canada, where people are used to saying sorry. People treat you and talk to you with, how do I put it? I don't want to call it respect, because people, it's not necessarily respect, but people don't tell you everything. Like people won't tell you things like you're fat in this part of the world. But if you go back to Nigeria, they literally would call you fatty bum bum in Nigeria. So imagine if you had more weight and you move back to Africa because you believe that is your home, and you go there and people are like fatty bum bum, and they say it normally because they're not disrespecting you. They are talking, and that's how they talk. You're going to notice the culture shock, and also the food. The food is little different. Like in the western part of Nigeria, there's a lot of spicy food. You're going to be able to eat, adapt, train your taste bud to live in that system. And I think Nigeria is I'm using Nigeria as an example, but this goes across the board all over Africa. Let's say in Nigeria, where there's supposed to be a free market, but if you go there, the roads are bad, electricity is poor, and some other constraints, and you want to start a business right there. Would you be able to start a business in that system, where you might have to use your own generators to power your business? If you have to use the transport system, you have to buy cars that, can move in that transport system. So there'll be a lot of culture shock for African Americans that are moving back to Africa. Even though theoretically we would want this, like, I don't mind having African Americans move to Africa. Like, I don't mind that. I would like that, especially because you're bringing dollar, which means you're going to enrich Africa as well. So it's good for us economically. But then how is it going to sit with you? I don't know. Some people have been able to do it successfully. I saw a video of a man that moved back to Africa, and he's building like an estate and encouraging other people to come back. He's even married to a Ghanaian woman in Ghana. He's from... where is he from? I forgot. But yeah, he's thriving in Africa. So some people can do it. Like, some people can thrive. But you have to take all these things into consideration before you move back. Anyways, that was a good view. Again, I'll put the link to his channel. Please and please, I just want to surprise him. Like, I want it to be like a bunch of subscribers on his channel. I wish this video is going to get a lot of views so people can see it. I'll try to make the thumbnail design really nice and everything, so people can go subscribe to his channel, because he has good views regardless of what you think or what you stand. He's not saying it from a place of disrespect. He's saying it from a place of knowledge, where it's like, we cannot look at it with one view. Even common sense was questioned, like he stated with the Galileo example. So you can tell he's somebody who's knowledgeable, but then also has conscience. He's thinking from his heart and from his head. Let me know what you think. Share your thoughts on that. Smash the like button and subscribe. Subscribe to his channel, please. You don't have to subscribe to mine on this one. Usually I will ask you to subscribe to mine, but if you don't want to subscribe to mine, it's okay. I'll put the link to his channel. Go subscribe to his channel. Smash the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.